There's a lot of videos and series and content around the Pokemon scene at the moment that's focusing on completing collections. I mean, Deep Pocket Monster is the GOAT, right? That guy is so good at what he does, and I'm sure he's inspired a lot of people, and that includes me. From watching a lot of those videos and a lot of those challenges and stuff, I've been really inspired to kind of change how I collect things. And so not too long ago, I decided I wanted to collect every Tyranitar card. And the plan was just one of every design. So if there's an English, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, whatever, I just need one of that specific design and I was happy. And then I realized that although there's a good chunk of Tyranitar cards, it was nowhere near like filling a binder. So there wasn't really any point of me just getting the Tyranitar cards and that kind of being part of a binder. So I thought, let's do this whole Evo line. Let's get all the Larvitars and all the Pupitars too. And this was just something I sort of did in my spare time when I had the money to be able to put towards it, because cards, they're expensive. We all know that. We all know cards are very expensive, but I decided through being inspired, like I said, by a lot of the content creators, and one of the biggest inspirations is Ian with his collecting one of every Jolteon card ever printed, that I've decided to slightly change tact, and I'm actually going to go for every single Larvitar, Pupitar and Tyranitar for now in English and Japanese. But there might be a few exceptions and maybe I'll bend the rule a couple of times. But that's the main premise, going for that whole Evo line, collecting all the Tyranitar, Larvitar, Pupitars, and yeah, thought I'd maybe document it, maybe make some content out of it. In the last year or so, Pokemon has sort of overtaken all of my other passions. I've always loved Pokemon from even when I was a kid, collecting cards, saving up my pocket money and going to Woolworths to buy packs, you know, when Woolworths was a thing. And I've been putting a lot of my PC and a lot of the stuff I had collected so far basically up for grabs. I've been trying out selling on Whatnot and it's been going really well. And yeah, of course, we all have quiet days in it and sometimes it doesn't go phenomenally well, but it's been going okay enough that I've been able to put some of that money towards the personal collection, towards getting cards for the Tyranitars. So I do start this challenge with a few things already purchased, but my God, I am nowhere near completing it. So as far as episodes 1 go, this will be like, hey, here's what I've sort of done before I decided that this might be fun to document. And, you know, it would also be kind of cool to track the progress in like a video format and be able to have this as a memory, along with the cards themselves to sort of give me that memory, actually having a memory captured as well. I thought that'd be nice. Now, we may also have some people join us along the way. Obviously, if you're new to this channel, it's called Hursty and Zini. I am Hursty. My good friend Jordan, aka Captain Zini, is also part of this channel, and he does a lot of videos, a lot of the short form content. If you check it out on our TikTok, a lot of that's him. He is and has been way more on the ball with keeping up with the short form content, and for that, Jord, I'm ever grateful. He also made the sick badge you can see. As you can maybe work out, this is called Project Tyranitar. And a huge shout out to Jord because he made that graphic. I can't do that. I'm not clever enough. He is. So there'll be some videos where it's maybe just me doing things, but there'll also be videos where I have other people helping, and obviously Jordan will be there for a good chunk of them because this is our channel. As much as this is like my project, this is our channel. So I thought a good way to start episode 1 was kind of give the premise of what I'm doing and then also show what's in the binder so far. Because like I said, some stuff has been got. We're nowhere near getting a lot of it, but I have got some cards. So I'm going to do the painstaking thing of taking all of the cards out of the binder, which seems counterproductive, but then I can show you them as I put them in, show you what I've got so far, and maybe give some background to some of them as well. So without further ado, let's get that sorted, because the binder actually isn't even in this room. I've got it in the, I'll be back. Okay, so I'll start by showing you the cards that I currently have, and I have these sort of ordered basically by the visuals. So I can start by showing you the first Larvitar card. This is the Japanese Crossing the Ruins set, and then I've also got in it the Larvitar from the Neo Discovery. So that's sort of how I've done it, that these are the same design. I'm going to put them together. So I go from like, this was the first one that was ever shown here in this card design. So every other card design that is also that design, I'll put with it. I hope that makes sense. So as I said, Crossing the Ruin, and then we have got our Neo Discovery. After that, I have got the, this is just the unlimited Neo Destiny. I haven't got it in first edition, and I also don't have the Japanese version, which is Darkness and to Light, I think is the name of the set, something like that. But that would be the second one, because the Japanese one is the second one in the set, or the second one ever released. Then we go on to this beautiful, this is the base expansion pack in Japanese, but in English, this is just the Expedition base set. So I've got it in English, and you can see here, first edition, I do have the base expansion pack one as well for this design. So I do have a couple of those, but there is still the reverse holo of it in English that I don't have. Then, rightly or wrongly, I've put the Dragon Frontier one next because it's the same design. So this is sort of what I'm talking about. Like, it's got the same design on the card, so I put them together. I just think aesthetically that will be the most pleasing thing in the binder. I hope that makes sense. Then we have one that I'm pretty excited about, and this is the McDonald's promo Larvitar. I absolutely love this. It's something like PCG promo is like the name of like what you find it online or something like that. There's also the holo version, which I don't have, but I absolutely love this card. Then up next, this is the Team Rocket's Return Larvitar. Again, really nice card, really like it. There is a reverse, and I think there's also a Japanese version, but I don't have the Japanese version. Then we go on to the Team Rocket's Return second card. So this is, I think, also in the same sets. Again, there's a Takashi Yaneda card, I think is, I probably have butchered that, apologies if I have. If anyone can tell me what the difference is between this card and the Takashi Yaneda one, I just don't know what the difference is, so I'd like to know if anyone does know. Does that mean it's one of the signed ones? I maybe could have put more time into Googling it, but I thought, you lot are smart, I'll ask you guys. Then we go on to the only fire type version that I believe exists of Larvitar. There is also a fire type version of Pupitar, but this is the Delta species card. Now, there is two versions of this in Japanese, the Unlimited and the first edition, and then there's this version in English and the reverse holo. This is the only version of that card I currently have, but it is a pretty cool one. Again, fire type, it's pretty unique. Then there are a good few cards that I'm missing and don't have any variants of. So there's the Dragon Frontiers electric type one, the Mysterious Treasures, and I think it's Secret of the Lakes is what it's called in Japanese. I don't have either of those. Then there's the Yukamori. Again, there's 4 cards of that, two in English, 2 in Japanese, and I don't have any of them. The next one I have is from the English set. It's Unleashed, I think it's something like that. This is Reviving Legends. So I have, again, the first edition. I don't have the Unlimited. But sadly, that's all I've got of that one. I go on to another Unleashed card, which again, I'm fairly sure I just have this version of it. So that is a shame, but also like, fair. I've only just started like properly committing to this. There's then a really cool promo that I don't have. I think it's kind of expensive. I think I saw it on eBay a little while ago and I was like, I can't justify that right now, but it's a pretty cool card. We go into, this is Fates Collide. I can't remember the Japanese name. It's Psychic something, but Fates Collide, again, the only version of this one I have. There are at least 4. I think most of these, it's first edition and Unlimited in Japanese, and then it'll be the like normal version and then either a reverse or a holo in English. After that, we have, and I have got my little cheat sheet in front of me because, again, there's a few that I then missed. This is Lost Thunder, and I think this is only in English. There's this and the reverse. I only have the common of it. Then I do have a reverse of the Darkness Ablaze one, but I don't have the common, so I just have the reverse of this one. Again, I think this one is in Japanese. Then we go on to Pokemon Go. I only have the normal version of the Pokemon Go one, so there's just that. This, you'll notice, this is a Chinese card. I've been using it as a placeholder until I get the Japanese card. There are a few acceptances I'm going to make of the Chinese cards, and that's if the card itself is like crazy expensive in like English and or Japanese, and I get the Chinese version because I can afford it, or if there's some of my favorite designs, then I'm going to get like all the languages of it because they're my favorite cards. So there are a few that I'll make acceptances. This one is just, I had the Chinese version, I put it in as a placeholder for now, but you'll see I do have a few variants of it. So I have the Chinese, I have the English reverse, and I think then after that there's a Cosmo Holo that I don't have. Otherwise I think I have that one completed. Then we have Obsidian Flames, or Ruler of the Black Flame, which I have in Japanese, I have it in English, I have the English reverse, and I think that's all of them. I'm fairly sure I have all three. I think it's just 3 for that design. But now you can see also in Rule of the Black Flames and Obsidian Flames, there is the AR, the only AR of Larvitar, and I only have it in Japanese at the moment. I will be planning on obviously getting in, obviously I'm collecting all of them, Tom. That was a stupid thing to say, wasn't it? But I do love this. This is one of my favorite designs in the Larvitar collection. There is one that I do prefer over it that is a common card. It's a holo and it's a promo, but yeah, this is one of my absolute favorites. After this, we have the prismatic evolutions, of which there are a lot. So we have the common, then we have the reverse, then I have the Master Ball. Now I don't have the Pokeball for it, but I do have the Master Ball. This is one I picked up in a TCG store. I don't remember the name of the TCG store. It's one that's in like London, so that's my bad, there's quite a few. But I'm pretty happy with that, and that I've managed to find that one. Then we have the Journey Together set, and Battle Partners in Japanese, of which there are 3. So there's the normal version in Japanese, and then there's the normal and the reverse in English. I have the normal and the reverse in English. And the last ones, the most recent stuff, is actually the Glory of Team Rocket or Destined Rivals. So I have the Glory of Team Rocket common, the Destined Rivals common, and the Destined Rivals Japanese, and that is all of the Larvitars that I currently have. So we do have quite a few. We are doing pretty well with it, but that is just like a small dent in everything. There's quite a few Larvitars, and my favorite one is a McDonald's promo. Now I said I do have a McDonald's promo, which was this one here. This is a McDonald's promo, but there is one that is phenomenal, and it's sort of like he's eating a little burger, and it's one that I've very nearly picked up a few times. I haven't seen it in the wild, but I've seen it on eBay a few times, and I've been very tempted. There was one that I did very nearly pick up the other day. It was at not a bad price. It was very heavily played. There was a big dent in one of them, so I had to hold fire for now. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the start we have on Larvitar, but yeah, that's just a dent. Okay, so we go from Larvitar into Pupitar, and again, the same vibe. I went with like the oldest version of a card, and then any cards that had the same design on it. So that is what I've gone with. And this first one in Japanese is Crossing the Ruin. This is in Near Discovery. So there's the first edition, the normal edition, and then I just think the Japanese one just has a normal edition. I don't think it's got a first edition, but I have the English Near Discovery there. That is that one. This was the first Pupitar I bought, and it was kind of before I decided I was going to collect them all. I just saw it, and it was the first time I'd seen this card, and I absolutely loved it. I got it at the London card show, the first London card show that Jordan and I went to way back when. But yeah, this is from Darkness into Light. Really pretty card, very happy with it. And I remember on the day I was a bit like, God, I spent quite a lot on that. But actually, I look back now, and although yes, I did probably overspend a little bit, it's a really cool card, so I'm not upset to have got it. This one is from, oh God, I forget the name of the set. Oh, this is just, oh yeah, of course, Tom. Look at the big E in the corner, Tom. It will give you a hint. But yeah, the base expansion, very happy with this one. I think there are more versions of this design in Japanese. Yeah, there's the first edition in Japanese, and then there's the base and the reverse. So sorry, I'm looking at my little cheat sheet here to try and give me notes so that I don't forget everything. But I don't have any of the T promos. There are a few T promo stuff, and I don't have any of them. So those ones I've had to skip over because I don't have them, which is a real shame. But then I do have, and I'm very happy with, my Aquapolis pickup. So this one I got actually off of somebody on Vinted in a little bundle of some Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitars. There's a few Tyranitars I got from them as well, but I was really happy with this, and they did me a really nice deal on the bundle. There is a little bit of play and stuff in it, but again, this is all binder copies. As long as it's not absolutely battered, I'm happy to get them. That Larvitar, although like I said, it had some play and stuff in it, it was like 150 quid. So I was like, I want to get one that's at least nice, and even if there is some play, I don't want it with like big bends and stuff in it. So I do have this one, and one of my most recent pickups, I picked this up a couple of days before I actually decided that I was gonna film it into a series. I got the reverse holo of this as well, and again, I got it on a nice deal. It's a store that I go to quite often, and I got it in a nice big bundle, and they took a little bit of cash off of the bundle, so I was very, very happy with this pickup indeed. And yeah, it's one of my more expensive Pupitars that I've got so far. I think it's maybe my second or third most expensive Pupitar. I think it's second. I think the next most expensive is coming up after this one, and that is, yeah, it is this one. It's the Team Rocket Holo stamped Pupitar here from Team Rocket Returns. Now, on my original checklist, I just had the normal and the reverse of this. I didn't know this existed, and this had been in the shop that I go to quite often for a good chunk of time. I've been looking at it for ages, and the way it was in the cabinet, it was kind of covered a little bit like this, so I didn't realize that it was stamped for a good while. And then I did realize it was stamped. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense as to why it's a little bit more expensive. But very, very happy with this. Again, was very lucky getting it in a bit of a bundle, and they took a little bit of cash off, so happy with that. But then there's a few that I am missing, and I go straight onto the Delta species, which I actually, again, I picked up in the same shop that I mentioned in London that I forgot where it was. This is the second most expensive one. There is a little bit of a crease in it, which I didn't realize until I got it home that day. So I was a little bit disappointed, and I do think I overspent a little bit on it. But there's quite a few versions of this. This again is a stamped one that I didn't even have on my list. So was a little bit of a shock to see an extra card, but it is what it is. And again, I'm really happy to have got it. Again, fire type. This is an electric type one, and this is from Dragon Frontier, of which there are a couple of it. Then we go into the Mysterious Treasure, Secrets of the Lake. So again, there's a few versions of this one that I'm missing. Then I've got the Stormfront one, which again, there's the Japanese ones I don't have too. After that, we have the Unleashed, which again, pretty happy to have got that. Got that pretty recently. After that one, I missed quite a few cards, including the Yukamoris. There's quite a few that I very much need, and I just don't have. The Awakening Psychic King, or Fates Collide set, is one of my favorite designs of the Pupitar, and I don't have any of it, mainly because I've never seen it out in the wild. But this is from Darkness Ablaze, and again, a really pretty Titar. His name is Pupitar, Tom. Then, and I do think I have this one slightly out of order because I can't find it now on my cheat sheet, which isn't really helpful, is it? Oh, this is also the HS Unlimited, so I just have it in the wrong order, but I'll put that underneath that one. Oh, wait, no, I do. Ignore me, I have this one, Psychic King. This is one of my favorite designs. I really, really like this one. And yeah, I do just have it in Japanese. I don't have it in English, but there are 4 versions of this, including the reverse, which I would very, very much like. Then we get onto Pokemon Go. You can tell we're starting to get very much near the modern stuff now already. I do have a lot of some of the more modern stuff, but yeah, Pokemon Go, I do have that one. Then this is Paldea Evolved, of which there are quite a few versions of. I have the regular and I have the reverse. And then I have this one in Chinese again. And I also have a Chinese Pokeball one again. At the moment, those are just placeholders. But then we go into Obsidian Flames, of which I have the regular and I have the reverse. And then I have it in Japanese. So I think that one is actually complete. I'm fairly sure those are the only 3 versions of that card. Next up, we have the Prismatic, of which I have the regular, I have the Pokeball from Prismatic, and I have the Master Ball. Picked this one up recently. I believe it cost me £5. Very happy with that one. Really nice pickup, and it means that I've got both of the Master Balls for Larvitar and the Pupitar. So very, very happy with that indeed. After that, we have the Journey Together one, of which I have the regular and I have the reverse. And last but by no means least, I have the Team Rockets from Destined Rivals, the regular and the reverse. So again, we've got a nice little haul here. We have a nice little collection, but there are so many that I am missing. So many. It is absolutely wild. But if I had to pick a favorite, it's got to be either the Aquapolis reverse or it has to be the Team Rocket one. I think this was one that felt really good to pick up because I'd seen it for so long. But I do just absolutely love the holo on that. They're just so lush. Might seem a little bit rogue. I'm going to skip over Tyranitar for a second because I'm just going to go to Iron Thorns. I am including Iron Thorns in the collection. This is the Chinese version of this, but I do have the promo version of this Iron Thorns. I think it's also in a set, but I don't remember which one. But I do have 2 versions of it at the moment. Then I've got this one. There's like 9 versions of this card. I have got 2. So that's great. And then I've got the EX, and I've also got the play stamped EX in English, which I was very happy with. Picked that one up at a card show in Buckinghamshire. Pretty cool. And then last but by no means least, I have this one from, I think, Twilight Masquerade, the full art version of it as well. So yeah, I've only got a small handful of Iron Thorns, but I am going to try and collect all the Iron Thorns as well, including the Iron Valiant, where he's like chilling in the background, because he really doesn't have many different cards. I think I have all of the different cards. I think it is just those. So I've added the Iron Valiant because it's a pretty cool card. Okay, now we get into the T-Tars. So there's a lot of Tyranitars, and there are a lot of very, very expensive ones. But the first one I have from the collecting is the Crossing the Ruins Tyranitar. Very cool card, really, really love this. But I'm fairly sure, I'm just going to double check looking at the year on it. Yeah, this is from a more modern set than the Crossing the Ruins. I don't remember the exact name of the set. Let me just use my cheat sheet very quickly to see if I have it in front of me, because this is not the original, like Crossing the Ruins one is old. It's like, you know, it would have had the old back on it, which obviously this doesn't. I have also just given away the next one. This is Champion Road. There we go, Champion Road, which again, I like this card design, and it's a pretty one. But the next one is one that I picked up very recently. This is my most recent pickup in the collection. This is the Dark Tyranitar. Very cool. There's a really nice holo on that one as well. But it's a very, very cool card. This one I picked up for £45. So I think that's around the market price of it. Again, the guys that I bought it from are very cool, very chill, and I've bought a lot of things from them and I trust them. So yeah, very, very happy with the Dark Tyranitar pickup. Then we have this absolutely battered in regards to play Expedition Tyranitar. Now, I got this off of Whatnot, and the guy was like, this thing is absolutely fried. Like, I think the card itself normally goes to like 30 or so. He was like, I'm willing to take offers on it. And I got it for 15. So I can't complain. Again, it's a binder copy. It goes in this collection. I was never going to complain at that. But yeah, we have the Expedition T-Tar. Then this beautiful specimen, which is Team Rocket's Returns. There we go. But I'm very happy with this one. It's a very pretty card. Really, really like it. And yeah, one of the earlier pickups that I actually made for the T-Tars. So there is that. You may notice there's quite a few that I've skipped over because I just don't have them. And that is the Wind and Sea, the base set Expedition stuff, Aquapolis, and of course, Neo Destiny Shiny Tyranitar. I don't have them. There's also the Rockets Tyranitar, there's the Karen's Tyranitar, there's the promo electric type EX Tyranitars. There's so many, so many. I just haven't got them. They're expensive and I don't have them. So it sucks, but this is where I'm starting. Everyone starts somewhere and I'm starting here. But yeah, I'm happy with it so far. This is actually the first card I picked up, full stop, when I decided I wanted to get some Tyranitars. Before I decided I was going to collect all of them, but at the London card show, this was the first card that I had picked up. And this is from Secrets of the Lakes. It's a very pretty card. And for my birthday, Jordan actually got me this graded as well, a PSA grade of this. So thanks, Jordan. But yeah, I do love this card. It's a very, very pretty one. And again, has a solid place in my memory because it was the first one that I picked up. Then we have the Mega Tyranitar EX from Bandit Ring is the Japanese one. I forget the name in English. It's probably in front of me somewhere. Ancient Origins. There we go. That was one I picked up. Then I've got the Fates Collide. Pretty cool one, like this one, pretty snazzy holo on there. Then we have the GX here, and this is from, sorry, I'm trying to do this at the same time, Lost Thunder, but I don't know if that's the English or the Japanese. Either way, pretty card. I think it's Super Burst Impact in Japanese. Then I've got the Full Art GX, a very pretty card. I love the blue on this. It just is very, very nice. It's just a nice card. I don't have much more to say than that. I think it's also Super Burst Impact. Then I've got, quite by chance, I have two of the same tag team, Tyranitar and Sableye. I actually got both of these as gifts, but I love them both. They are very pretty cards. And again, this is one that I'd like to collect Chinese, Japanese, and English for. So I'm absolutely fine with having the Chinese version of this because I do love the card, but I do have two of them, which is a nice treat. Then I actually have the SIR version of it as well. from Unified Minds, or the Chinese equivalent. Again, very, very much love that one. Then I've got the English Rainbow Mega Saberlight and Tyranitar GX, another recent pickup. Very, very happy with that one. Very pretty card indeed. The Tyranitar V, again, another cool one. This is a Chinese one. I just really like the reverse holo on this, but this is a pretty one. It does have the English and Japanese versions of it. I just only have it in Chinese at the moment. Then I've got this V stamped. Again, I actually got this one from the card show in Bucks. Pretty card. I like it. And it had the stamp, and the guy did a nice deal for me, so I'm happy with that. One of my favorite designs, the Single Strike Master in Japanese, or it's the Battle Styles. And I absolutely love this one. Again, another pickup from the card show in Bucks. Very much love it. The next card is my favorite card, also from Battle Styles. This is my absolute favorite card, and you'll notice, hopefully, that the design for the Project Tyranitar logo has the Sleeping Titar silhouette on it. Thank you to Joel for making it, because it's so, so sick. But yeah, this is my favorite card. I'd love to collect this in every language. This is one that I'm like, I don't care what language it is. I want every single version of it that exists. So that's the plan. Then we have the Pokemon Go Holo. There are quite a few versions of the Pokemon Go, I believe, but I only have that one. This is Clayburst and Paldea Evolved. This is a Chinese version with a Pokeball on it. This is the Chinese Holo. I then have the Paldea Evolved stamped, which is kind of cool. Managed to pick that one up. I think I got it for like £1. I think somebody just had it in a bundle, and they were like, it's £1 per card. And I said, this one too? They're like, yeah. I was like, cool, sweet. Then we have the Clayburst or Paldea Evolved Full Art. I bought this way back when it came out from a site called Japan to UK, which we've used a few times on the channel, for £3. I think it's worth quite a bit more now. But I also have this one in a Ace 10. This is one that I got sent off. Forgot that I had it, decided I was going to start doing this, stressed out a little bit, and then Claire got me another one. She was like, oh, I'll buy you one. I was like, well, that's very sweet of you, thank you. So that was a birthday present. Thank you very much, Claire. Then we have the Rule of the Black Flame EX here, and then this is the Chinese version of the Rule of the Black Flame Full Art, or Secret Rare. I can't remember apologies, I'm really bad at remembering what's what, but got that one in Chinese. Again, I wouldn't be upset with getting this in all the languages because it's a pretty cool card. Then I've got this Tyranitar EX here as well with a pretty holo. And then we get onto the Journey Together, of which I have the holo and I have it in Japanese. And last but by no means least, we have the Team Rockets reverse and holo to end it off. So again, we've got plenty. Nowhere near the amount that's out though. Yeah, I mean, there'll be a counter on screen and you guys will see how many we have and how many there are. And there's a good chance that I inevitably miss some off of my counting and that there's actually more cards than I thought there would be. So that might happen as well. But yeah, I think we're in a pretty good place to start. Now, there is a decision that I do have to make, and that is how I put this in the binder with all the gaps. What I've been doing previously is, in the binder, I printed off some mini versions of the cards that I was sort of keeping in as placeholders so that I knew which designs I still needed. Now this was all well and good when I was just collecting one of each design, because I just had that one placeholder in and I'd put the card on top of it when I collected it. Now that I'm collecting every version of it in English and Japanese, I'm going to need to print a lot. And it sounds silly, but it feels like a lot of waste, and it feels like I'd be using a lot of paper to print these cutouts. So I'm just trying to think of, like, is there a smarter way to do it that maybe either isn't going to use as much paper, use as much ink as well, because obviously that will use a lot of ink on the printer. And I'm just trying to think, like, there's also so many cards, and who's to say I haven't missed some? I mean, my set here, for example, if I look at the Tyranitar V Battle Styles, I can see in Japanese, English, and then English holo, there isn't the stamp there. If I look at the Tyranitar, there was another one earlier that I mentioned that I had, the Pupitar stamped on my list here. Again, this searched everything with the name Pupitar. I've got the Dark Pupitar from Team Rocket Return normal, the Dark Pupitar from Team Rocket Return reverse holo. There isn't the stamped version, and yet the stamped version is the only one I have. So there's two versions of it. I had two versions in the binder, but I need 3 gaps. So I don't know the best way to do this without me wasting a bunch of paper, using a lot of ink, and it just not being wrong. One thing I have seen some people do is they use energy cards and they write the name of the Pokemon, they write the set that it's from, and they write the number on the card. That could be something I do. I do have a lot of energy cards left over. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to, very much against everything I want to do, I'm going to keep all of the cards out on the side, and I want you guys to let me know what you think is the best way to do it to organize this binder. Because at the moment, with everything that I have organized and the way I have done it, because again, looking at that Iron Thorns where there's like 9 versions of that one card, there's the Holo Foil, the Pokeball Reverse, the Master Ball Reverse, then you've got the English Reverse, the English Holo, the English Cosmo Holo, the normal version, and then the Japanese Holo Foil that's from Cyber Judge, as well as the Battle Starter Collection decks and the Terrestrial Festival ones. There's a lot of versions to get, and there's a lot of placeholders that I'm going to need. So let me know your guys' thoughts, because I don't actually know what to do. But this does feel like a good place to end. I actually don't know what the number's going to say for the counter for how many Tyranitars we've got. Also, let me know if you'd like to see like a separate Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar counter, and then the overall counter as well. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see, if you think that's maybe a better way of showing it, or if you just think there's your big number, there's your big goal, that's what you're aiming for at all time. I'm just curious to know what you guys would like to see on it. But for now, I'm going to end that one there. Thank you so much for watching, joining me on episode 1. Episode 2, I'm probably going to do something like going to the card shop that I normally go to, get a little bit of filming done there, and then maybe just kind of play it by ear, see what else is going on. I don't know, we'll see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and comment. Any suggestions and tips also appreciated. But yeah, much love. We'll catch you in the next one. I've been Tom. You guys are awesome. See you soon. And wash your hands.